Hey there folks, Tom Rigsby here from TomRigsby.com. This week we're talking about value in, value out. Today, leaders or readers? I bet you've never heard that before. Join me for 7 minutes in the morning. Hey folks, good morning and welcome. This is 7 minutes in the morning. It's your daily dose from me, your business coach. My name is Tom Rigsby. Well, this week we're talking about value in, value out. If you missed the show yesterday, you know, I made the point that the value that we have to deliver to our customers is a diminishing resource. You know, those things that we hold can be lost, right? And I gave the example of you know, the knowledge and skills of a icebox repairman, right? You could be the best icebox repairman on the face of the planet, have all the business locked up until that pesky old refrigerator thing comes along and knocks you off the top. If that's you, right, how do you add value back in? If you're always giving value out and it's a diminishing resource, then it can be refilled. And so how do you do that? Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite ways to do that, and that's by reading. Now, I didn't mention yesterday, and I probably should have, there are a number of modalities or different methods that you can use to infuse this information, right? You can read it, you can watch it, you can listen to it, right? And today we're talking about one of those, which is reading. But that even in and of itself comes in different modalities, right? Last year, so this is 2014, so 2013, I read 43 books. Now I say I read 43 books because I consumed the content from beginning to end of those 43 books. Some of them I read, I opened and turned the page and read, one or two of them. A lot of them I read on my Kindle or on the iPad, and then the majority of them I listened to. I do a lot of audio on books on audio, and in fact I use audible.com, one of the sponsors of this show. So you get the book, you download it to the phone, then when you're driving, when you're reading, when you're sitting and having a cup of coffee, you can listen to the book. Maybe when you're out in the morning taking your walk, unless you listen to this show while you're taking your walk, you can listen to that book and you get that content in. Now, what book should you read? Well, that's a question that I get a lot, and a lot of people think that I would answer that by saying, well, every business book you can get, and certainly business books are good. But I want you to read a variety of books, especially fiction. Now, here's one. There are, you know, our brain is a wonderfully made thing. And there are different parts of our brain that are excited by the different types of reading and study that we do. If we're studying something like business material, that's going to excite one part of our brain, and the fiction excites a different part of our brain. And specifically, it's that part of our brain that's responsible for our imagination. Right? Well, if you never exercise that part of your brain, and we're beginning to learn now this, you know, the science of neuroplasticity. If you don't use your brain, you lose its capacity. So if you don't exercise that imagination part of your brain, it makes it a little more challenging to come up with creative ideas for your customers' problems. So some of the best entrepreneurs that I know, some of the people that can come up with the most creative ideas, do read a lot of fiction. Now, there's something else to be said about reading, and it goes along with the other question that I get, right? So what do you read? Read a good mix of business and fiction. You can even read books that are outside, business books that are outside your line of business. Anything that puts value back into your brain, right? But the other question that I get is, when do you read 43 books? Well, personally, I watch very little television. I used to say that I don't watch TV at all, but that's not really true. My wife and I have a couple of shows that we like to watch. Vikings and the Americans and something else, House of Cards, right? And those are our fictional shows that we like to watch. And then there are a couple of business shows that I like to watch, right? The Profit, and Shark Tank. Right? Now, the great thing about those, and I said something about this a couple of weeks ago in the show, we have a TiVo. I can record it, watch those anytime, right? So I don't let that drive my time. Well, now I'm back in control of my time. I can watch those anytime or just choose not to watch them if I don't want to. And now I have the flexibility to read whenever I want. I don't let the programming manager of the TV station dictate my time, right? So I'm not saying you have to give up TV. I'm not saying you have to give up golf or whatever your recreational pursuit is, right? But you do have to make time to put this value back in. If you don't, you're going to run out one day and you're going to be left standing there wondering what happened. It's unfortunate, but it's the way the world works. All right? So read books, whether you turn the pages, flip them on your e-reader, whether you listen to them on tape, read books. Read a mix of books, business books, both inside your field of endeavor and outside your field of endeavor, and a good mix of fiction in there. Whatever brand of fiction you like, so that it excites that imagination portion of your brain. And then the other thing is, when do you find the time to do that? Well, I have to prioritize it. I've prioritized it over watching television. And kind of the side benefit, talking about that imagination portion of your brain, TV robs you of some of that imagination, right? And when you're reading a book, especially a fiction book, you're painting these vivid pictures in your mind of the setting in the book. And if you let somebody else do that for you, you're, again, shortchanging yourself in that imagination portion of your brain, all right? Probably some disagreement with some of the things that I said today. If you disagree, I really want to hear from you, right? Send me an email, tom@tomrigsby.com. If I've said something that has stimulated something that has challenged you and now you want to take up the challenge, I'd love to hear from you on that topic as well. In either case, shoot me that email, tom@tomrigsby.com. Visit the websites, tomrigsby.com or 7minutesinthemorning.com. And while you're there, sign up for the Elite Members List. That gets you first shot at all of the great content that we produce here from Tom Rigsby Coaching. All right, that's it until tomorrow. We'll be back then with another area that you can add value back into your life. Keep that value bucket full. Until then, my name is Tom Rigsby. I'm your business coach.